sequence after Gant hits the 3, and then they come back and essentially.
Oh, it wasn't even the forget the final sequence. There was one other time in my life when I played a game that we lost just like that, at the buzzer, but it was even more devastating because it was for a trip to the NCAA tournament. In a game, it was called the measles game. It was in like 1980. I want to say, what year was it? 80. Was it 88? No, it wasn't 88 because it might have been 88. It was in Hartford, Connecticut. They had a measles epidemic, and I was at BU, and we were playing Siena, and we had two really good teams, but we were in a one-bid conference, and it was a much better game than tonight, but it came down to, similar to tonight, we scored, and they came down, and we were up 1. No, we were up 1, and kid shot an air ball, and my guys, sort of like froze, like our guys did tonight. So I've seen this before, and the kid got the rebound under the basket and laid it in at the buzzer, and that was for the NCAA, that was to go to the NCAA tournament. So I know how it feels. I mean, it's happened to me before. Hopefully it won't happen again here, but those things happen, and they happen because a game like tonight should have never ever come down to that. Forget about the fact that we didn't have all of our players, which was part of the problem, but we still should have beat this team tonight here at home. But we didn't execute offensively or defensively when we should have in the second half, and we gave them a chance to win. And guess what? The bounce, or the lack of the bounce, favored them. So they got a nice bus ride home. We have a long night in Boca.
In the first half, you guys were pretty consistent, and then it seems about midway through the second half is when it all started to kind of go wrong. There were some self-inflicted turnovers there and everything. What happened there?
You hit the word right on the head. I mean, I like you. And I say that because you use the one word that you can't have if you're going to be a good team. And that's self. That's our problem. We're selfish. And that's why some guys didn't play tonight. Okay? So, you can't win if you're selfish. And what happens is, many times, as you know, when people get a little bit extra money, or a little bit extra freedom or time, they get selfish. They start thinking more about themselves than maybe about their family. And that's what happened to us tonight, guys. Just started thinking, well, maybe this is my turn to, get some points tonight, or whatever. Be the hero, so to speak. We don't have that kind of talent that we can do that. So we paid the price. But, you know what, you're gonna pay a price like that, and learn lessons. Let it be now.
On a more positive note, it seems like you're able to spread the ball around more offensively and get guys like Madison and Bertoni scoring there.
That's good, I guess. Be better if we won. Because it really doesn't make any difference about how many guys score. It's about scoring out of what you work on every day. And second half we didn't do that. First half we did pretty good. But once again, self got in the way. In this, this game in life, you have to be selfless. Think less of yourself and more of your team. If you don't, you pay a price. We paid a price today, so big price, because you only get 30 chances during the course of the season. So we gave one of those away. That's a win that we should have had, and it would have put us over 500. Now we got to go to Indiana, less than 500. And the game will probably be about 40-point underdogs.
Can you shed some light on the Moody and Baker suspensions?
You know what? Honestly, you probably know why they didn't play. And for whatever reason, probably for the right reason. And it's probably even, who knows, maybe it's even for legal reasons, who the heck knows. I'm no different than probably every other coach in America that will basically say they got suspended for violating team rules, violating school rules. they're gonna be suspended for 3 games. So everybody knows what they got suspended for.
Do you feel like the outcome would have been different if you had them in the lineup?
Probably, but we still should have won. Without them, we should have won. In fact, without them, it would have been an even much better win. Because, then the guys, could basically say, you know what, we still won this game. Without maybe our most talented player. But it does hurt, because when Stephen Moody doesn't play, it means Greg Yann has to try to do more. And when he tries to do more, it probably means he ends up doing less. Because he feels, he's got that much more pressure on him. Where up until this game, he had no more pressure on him. He could just play, it was a flow. I mean, Stephen plays, Greg probably gets 35, 40 tonight. But he had that extra burden on his back, which he felt he had to carry. And doesn't work that way. But good question. And I'm not gonna, I don't need to. Like I say, I'm sure by now you know what took place. And unfortunately, it occurs too many times today in our society. But, you make choices, there's consequences for your choices.
Coach, how do you think Richard Morrow play? I mean, he hadn't seen a lot of action this season. Kind of got.
No, Rich did a great job. I mean, I would have loved him to have one more turnover into his on his resume, but Rich did a great job. Rich went in and played some pretty good defense. I don't know if Rich scored 3 baskets all year in practice, but he got 3 baskets tonight in the game, and he did well. If everybody had played, within themselves like Rich did, we would have probably won by 15, 20.
Do you think he's going to see the same role on Friday?
He has to. He's got to play. I mean, somebody's got to play. I mean, it's going to be a little bit different on Friday, though.
What did you tell your team after the loss, with the road trip?
What didn't I tell them? We were in there for about an hour, I think, so there probably weren't too many things I didn't tell them. I mean, loss is it's not just losing, it's how you lose. And it's, it usually ends up coming back to, things like discipline and things like, being selfless and, teamwork, particularly at the defensive end, and, sacrifice. I mean, those are the kinds of things that you try to build within people, within a team. And when those things are missing, you have nights like tonight.
Anything else, Coach?
Also,